We are now joined by co-founder of the world's greatest tag team in TNA history, Beer Money, himself alongside the cowboy James Storm, the former TNA champion Bobby Roode. So Bobby, whose idea was it to put Beer Money together as a tag team?
That was a creative decision. That was just kind of thrown at us, and it was actually just going to be a short-term thing. Yeah, I mean, sometimes in this business, you're kind of left on the sidelines with nothing to do, and the idea was just to put James and I together for about a month or so, just to fill in some TV time and to keep us on TV, and him and I just came out of a tag team situation. I was with Team Canada, and James was with America's Most Wanted, and we just were on our own for about 3 or 4 months, and we were just kind of, floating along, not really sinking our teeth into too much. And when they threw us together in a tag team, that kind of lit a fire under us, and we thought, hey, if they're giving us this opportunity, let's take the ball and run with it and make it something special, and we did that.
And did you ever see yourself and James Storm lasting as a tag team?
Once we started going, once we started tagging together, and once the name Beer Money came in together, I think everything just started to flow, and we saw we had a lot of legs. We knew that, and there was many things that we wanted to do, and a lot of teams we wanted to work with, and we really took the tag team division at that time under our wings and kind of ran with it. We had great tag teams at the time with Team 3D and the Motor City Machine Guns, the British Invasion. We had Scott Steiner and Booker T were there at the time, so there was a lot of teams that we could sink our teeth into and have great matches with.
So when Bobby Roode isn't getting into the ring, what sort of things do you get up to outside the ring?
I don't do a lot, I really don't. I'm a sports fan, so if there's anything sports-wise, football, hockey, especially on TV, I'll watch that. I enjoy going to the gym. It's a big stress reliever for me, and I feel as a necessity and a part of my job. So I love going to the gym and just laying low, hanging out, trying to rest as much as I can, because these type of tours, especially with the grueling schedule that we have starting tonight, we got 6 shows in 4 days. So and long bus drives and stuff. So it's great. It's good to get rest.
How does it feel to be with the company from day one and then have guys like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy, guys that are well established? How does it feel to have them come in? Do you ever feel like you've been pushed out?
I don't think so. I think that's, it depends what kind of attitude you have. And, myself and James and Kazarian and Daniels and guys like that have excelled and been able to work with all these guys that have came in, and myself of being a world champion and being able to make history as the world champion, being the longest reigning world heavyweight champion, obviously means something, and being able to be in the ring and main event pay-per-views and television shows against guys like Sting and Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy and guys like that, and be able to retain and still be the world champion, means a lot. So I'm not affected by anybody that comes in here. I know what I can do, and I think that the fans know what I can do, and the company's quite aware of my talents as well.
Do you think bringing in established characters, do you think that helps the young stars concentrate more? Do you think that helps to make them better?
I think that, I think that's the attitude you have to have, is definitely to you want to be recognized. You don't want to be forgotten about, so it's what you do yourself when you're given the ball.
Who was your idol as you were growing up, i.e. like what stars and whatever federation actually make you sit up and take notice of wrestling?
My wrestling, when I was watching when I was a kid, Hulk Hogan was, always on TV, and Bret Hart being from Canada. But when I started getting in the business and being interested in becoming a wrestler, Curt Hennig was my guy, the guy that, I studied. I have hours and hours of wrestling matches of Kurt that I still watch. I think he was one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he was definitely the guy that made me want to become a professional wrestler.
What's the chances of Beer Money reforming? Do you think that's an option?
I don't see it. I don't see that happening right now. I mean, James and I have pretty much established ourselves right now as singles wrestlers, and James is a former world champion as well, and I think that we have a lot of legs left to give, and we have, I think, a lot of more opportunities, hopefully, to become world champions. So, like I said, this is a business, and you never say never. But as for the near future, I'm going to say no to that.
And in your opinion, do you think it was possibly the right time for Beer Money to split up?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we were together 4.5 years, and the tag team division at the time was starting to dwindle down, and it was an opportunity to start making new stars, and they took James and I and gave us an opportunity, and we made the best of it.
If you weren't a professional wrestler, what sort of job do you see yourself doing?
I get that question asked me a lot. I just don't see myself doing anything. I've been doing this for so long, and I just feel like this is what I'm put on this earth to do, is to entertain and to wrestle, and I just don't see myself doing anything else.
If the right part came along, would you ever consider going into acting?
Maybe down the road. I've talked to some people, the small parts and auditions and stuff. But right now, I just want to focus on wrestling but down the road, I'm not going to count it out. I mean, I'd like to do some stuff like that. Yeah.
Thanks very much for the interview, Bobby Roode, and very good luck for tonight. Thank you.